Hola. Oh, sorry, my microphone was on and everything. You're picking up all sorts of stuff I was doing. My bad. My bad. I think I figured out why this camera looks a little washed out, and I think it's because I need a new camera. I've played with it long enough, and I think I have figured out I need a new camera. I figured it out. I got down to it. Because no matter what I do, I just can't get it looking right. Nope. See, I feel like I'm washed out on it. It's crazy. No matter what color I put it on, I feel washed out. Lame. Oh well, we'll get it somewhere around here. How's everybody doing today anyway? Everybody doing well? There we go. Now I stick out a little bit more. All right, cool. There we are. I stick out a little bit better. Thank you. I did get a haircut today. Oh, Luis, you know I get haircut, get the product all in it. Everything happens at the barber. Because, Luis, you know I'm only going to Puerto Rican barbers. Right? You know that. You know that. You know I go to a Puerto Rican barber. You know that, Luis. you know this, all right? It's not even a question. I did actually get it a little bit shorter than normal today too. I went a little shorter on it. I think it looks good though. Looks a little tighter, you know? It looks a little tighter. Looks a little bit more put together over here. I think I'm gonna keep it a little bit lower from now on. Oh, sorry, I didn't even see that. Safix with a super chat. Thank you so much. Yes, I did get a haircut today. I did get a haircut today. Thank you for asking. Well, we'll see how the live goes today. I'm not gonna lie to you. I wasn't even sure about getting on tonight. I was looking kind of tired today. But that's okay. We're here. We're gonna party. Safix, thank you so much. I appreciate that. Saphiscus sap. Saphiscus sap. Saphiscus Saphisk sap. Sapphic sap. And Tor is coming right behind it with the 5 gifteds. 5 gifted memberships starting off the live right. Icarus, Talia, Jason, Josh, and Tristan, all with the gifted memberships from Taurus. Can we get big W's in the chat for Taurus with the 5 gifteds? And a little extra from one of those 5 that got those gifteds. I think that's amazing. Thank you so much, Taurus. I really, really appreciate you. Thank you so much. Sapphic. I got that part. This guy looks geekier than ever. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. Man, you guys are just so here with the compliments today. That's so sweet of you guys. That's so sweet of you guys. Shepard's asked, have I changed my start time? No, I have not. I try to start at 7 p.m. Monday through Thursday. And then we switch it up with a little bit of early mornings on Saturdays and Sundays. Things are a little different this week. All right, things are a little different this week because I think I will be streaming tomorrow. I do believe. And then I'll be streaming through the weekend as normal. And then I think next week, I know Tuesday on, I won't be streaming at all. Monday I might stream, and then Tuesday I'm off for pretty much the rest of the week. So it's a little different right now. Holidays, everybody's having different things going on for holidays, including me. So, why? Well, I'm going to see my mom for her birthday and for Thanksgiving, and then right after that, which will be next Saturday, I'm going to be having a meet and greet in California. The Governator. So, Mom is 80. Mom will be 80. Can we back up right behind what Taurus did with the 10 gifted memberships from Luis? Can we get huge W's in the chat? Huge W's in the chat for Luis with the 10 gifted. Puerto Rico in the house. Puerto Rico gave me 2 things today. One, these 10 gifted memberships, and the other thing is this awesome haircut. I'm getting all the love from Puerto Rico today. I'm seeing Angie K, Landon, Trisha, Axel, Natasha, Sparky, Lisa, Mort. All receiving the gifteds over here with that 10 gifteds. Huge W's for Luis in the chat. Puerto Rico in the house. Puerto Rico. Guy gave me 2 gifts today. Gotta love that. So little change of plans about the location. Again, make sure you're in my Discord. I had asked for a channel to be built just for the meet and greet. It has not been built yet. But if you're in the Discord, you will be able to join in on there. It was supposed to be near UCR's campus. It will probably be closer to downtown Riverside now, where things are constantly changing. But make sure you're in the Discord, and that will give you the best shot of being able to know where the meet and greet is. But it will be next Saturday. Not this Saturday, next Saturday. Yes, near Mission area, 100%. That is where I believe it will. And yes, Ari will be with me. Yes, we'll both be there. But location undecided. It will just be in that area someplace. So, oh my goodness, are we doing this? Can we get huge W's with backing up Luis and Taurus over here? We got Francesca with 5 more gifted memberships over here for Devils, Teresa, Dangy, Maron, Killjoy. 5 more gifted memberships. Another huge W for Francesca in the chat. With 5 more gifted, I'm telling y'all, we've had 15 gifted in just the landscape live already this live. I'm telling you, if you want to be a member, that is the place to be For sure, for sure. That landscape live gets to popping over there. Thank you so much, Francesca. I really, really appreciate that. I didn't even check the numbers. I think I checked yesterday. I think we're over 300 members over on YouTube now. So, yeah, 310, and I believe that was before yesterday. So we're just growing the community over here. Growing. Actually,
It's
Luis
insane.
just said that on top of that. Luis did $10 super chat, said, let's grow this community. That is what we're doing. Over 300 now. I have more members than I have people watching me on YouTube right now. Since we just started. We'll get higher. But we have more members than we have actually watching it on YouTube right now. I have more, but just about as many members as there are watching me TikTok in total right now. Isn't that crazy? Isn't that crazy? That is absolutely huge. Absolutely huge. And that's not even including the all over there in the super fan land on TikTok. And that just adds even more. Alan, I'm not right now because until they figure themselves out, I'm not going to deal with them. I am trying so hard with them. I even messaged them this morning, and I tried really hard, like to work with them, and they just they're not working with me. So I don't know what else to do. Thank you so much, Luis, for that. We are joining the community. That's a huge, Francesca, that's not a small present. That is a huge present. That is a huge, huge gift. And it's not even my birthday yet. Couple weeks. Actually, is my birthday 2 weeks? Oh, my birthday is less than 2 weeks out. Ooh, check me out. Check me out over there. Hey, yo, I'm going to be old. Yay. I'm already old. Like a couple weeks changes me from being old. That's crazy. Entropic, thank you so much for the jewels also. I really appreciate that. Thank you so much. Satan, I see the jewels over there also. Doom, I see the jewels. Joyce, I see the jewels. Thank you all for all those jewels too. I really, really appreciate that. Thank you so much. Thank you. Oh, wow. Phone calls are already starting a little early today. All right, well, I guess I can put on the headset. I was trying to show off the hair. I got to be real careful. I can't mess it up. All right. Got to be real careful with the hair. All right. We don't need the hair getting all messed up today. The curls are curling. All right. The curls are curling. The curls are curling. Satan, thank you so much with the goat too. Thank you so much. I really appreciate that. Thank you so much for the goat for the 1,000 jewels. I really, really appreciate that. That is very nice of you. Thank you so much. That was very, very sweet. Oh, I'm sorry. It's not sweet. It's manly and stuff. I don't know. Satan, I've been real disappointed with you. Okay? I've been real disappointed with you. All right, on South Park. All right? I can't believe that you're having Trump's, Antichrist butt baby. All right? I give praises to you every single night here, and that's what you do to me? Okay? That's what you do to me? Tisk, tisk, tisk. If you guys aren't caught up on South Park, you guys should be caught up on South Park. In case you're not caught up on South Park, that is the theory of this whole thing, is that Satan is having Trump's butt baby, who is also the Antichrist. So if you're missing that, I don't know what you're doing with your life. All right. I am glued to the TV. All right. Here's a little fun part for you too. Trump the whole time is trying to get the baby aborted while Satan wants to have the baby. Don't know why that part's amusing to me, but it is. Also, there is a insanely graphic sex scene. All right. Insanely graphic sex scene between Donald Trump and JD Vance. Okay? You know who else? Johnny said, I've never watched South Park, and I'm letting you know right now. You know who else had never watched South Park? Don't make fun of her for it. It's okay, all right? You know who else had never watched South Park, though? Oh my God, what is going on with my screen right here? Holy shit. Goodness, that was crazy. You know who else had never watched South Park? Ari. And she's been watching this new season and loving it. All right? So watch the new season. I don't know what just happened to my screen there. That was wild. All right. Yes, do not watch it before dinner. All right. Do not watch it before dinner. It'll make your stuff. Well, maybe not right after dinner either. All right. Maybe the first few episodes of the season, not the JD Vance one. That'll just start with the new season. Okay. You'll enjoy it. All right. I did do a video on South Park. It was actually from an old episode of South Park where they actually have Mr. Mackey playing Donald Trump. And he says, please don't make me president. You don't want me going over to talk to Putin. I'll probably go over there and try to suck his dick. That's what he said. Okay. That's what he said in the South Park episode. They said this in the South Park episode in 2016. If you don't know, if you didn't see it, I put a clip of the video it's in my videos right now. Sorry, I said Mr. Mackey, Mr. Garrison, I apologize. Not Mr. Mackey, it was Mr. Garrison. My bad. Hello, how are you? Thank you so much for that, Satan. I appreciate that. I forgive you for the butt baby. Hello,
how you doing there, boss man?
I'm doing excellent.
Calling from Florida.
Cool. It's a short phone call.
Yeah, I'm a Trump supporter, and I just want to also give you guys a heads up here. If you guys thought he was on the Epstein list there, Biden and all those cronies would have had him at least last year during the election. Even Kamala Harris would have had him by the balls.
Then how come he's fighting so hard to have him blocked?
What's that?
Then how come he's fighting so hard to have him blocked?
Why do they probably have him fighting on it there? More than likely, there's probably some other dirtbags in there, like Bill Clinton. He's on that list.
So Donald Trump is trying to protect Bill Clinton. That's why he won't release the files?
More than likely, he's trying to protect somebody. Somebody's
gotcha.
Trying to protect
So you're okay with supporting Trump since you are a Trump supporter, even though here under your own statement, right? He's not releasing the Epstein files to protect Bill Clinton.
He's releasing. We're already releasing the files. It's already signed off on it, though. But
he was compelled to release the file. He was forced to release the files. Okay. But he could have released those ever since he ended the investigation.
How come Biden didn't release?
Because it was under active investigation.
They could have leaked some things out there. How come things weren't?
Because
leaked?
That would be immoral and illegal and unethical.
Oh, illegal and unethical, though. But somebody was protecting somebody in there, and we know that.
Sir,
Hey,
whether
you never know.
sir,
Even
sir,
Barry
sir,
could have been on the
sir,
list as well.
I don't, sir, just to be completely fucking honest with you, and just to let you know, I don't give a flying fuck what Democrat was on there. I hope you send
I
them
don't
all
give
to
a flying
prison,
fuck what Democrat was on
sir.
there either.
Sir, send them all to prison. Why
I
of the
agree with
20,
you.
sir? Why of the like 23 or 26, 100 emails? Donald Trump his name is mentioned 1,600 times. Why do those emails say
Of
that
course.
Donald Trump knew about the girls? Why do the emails say that Donald Trump spent hours in a room like with one of the actual victims, knowing that she was a victim? Why is it giving all of this evidence that
Let
Epstein
me tell you
specifically
something.
knew
Dufresne
that Donald
even
Trump
said it.
knew about these things
Dufresne
and didn't
came
do it?
out and said it before she was killed, or death by Clinton, I should say. Dufresne was definitely death by Clinton. That's
Yeah.
a gimme.
Sir, I'm not
But
saying
she
that
even
that
came out and
Donald,
said
sir,
Trump didn't even get a hand job or anything like that.
from
Fuck that.
her,
We
you
know
know
that.
there's dozens and dozens and dozens and dozens and dozens of victims, right?
There's dozens and dozens of victims everywhere.
Sir,
Even
that
Kennedy.
sir,
was
that
no,
would sir, that would be like
no.
sir. Let me explain this to
Hey.
you, okay? Let me explain this to you, okay? Say someone was breaking into houses on your street, okay?
I would've-
But hold on, sir.
fucking
No,
go
sir,
with them. I'm a
sir,
gun
sir.
owner. I'm a
Listen,
Second Amendment
sir,
gun owner.
listen. That's fine. You're not listening to what I'm saying. So just hold on for a second, okay? Say someone was breaking into homes on your street and they didn't break into your home. Does that mean that they weren't breaking into other homes?
They would put it this way: if they were breaking into homes on my street, they'll be buried in front of.
Everybody was
yard.
gone on vacation. Okay, sir, it's a hypothetical. Okay, if people were breaking into other houses on your street, does that mean they weren't breaking into your home?
You don't make sense with that one there.
Okay, I know. Well, I'll explain it to you, sir. Just because that victim said that Donald Trump didn't do anything to her doesn't mean that there aren't other victims that Donald Trump could have victimized. And even on top of that, sir, regardless
Let
of
me
that,
ask you something.
hold on,
Where
no,
are
sir,
these
no,
people
sir, you
coming
can
out
ask me
saying,
when I,
where are
sir,
these people?
sir, you can ask me
Explain
when
to
it, sir,
Where are
you
these
can,
people?
sir,
Do you have a name?
Sir,
Give me a name of these
Sir.
people that said that
sir.
that jerked off Donald Trump or had massages.
Sounds like you're doing it right now,
me a
sir.
name.
But I'm
Where
in the
are
middle
these
of a
people?
sentence, sir,
Give me
and
the name.
sir, I don't answer questions when I'm in the middle of a sentence. If you'd like to ask me a question, you are more than happy to do that after I'm finished.
Give me a name.
Sir,
Give me a name.
Sir, do you have both of your ears working?
I have both of my ears are working.
Okay, then I need you to listen to
me.
me.
Have
No,
a name
be
of
quiet.
one of these girls
Be
that
quiet.
said that jerked off Donald
Be
Trump and massaged?
quiet.
Give me a name.
Be quiet. Sir,
No, I'm not going to be quiet.
All right, well then I will shut you up since you don't have the ability to. Sir, if you want to ask me a question, then you can ask me a question when I'm done with my sentence, and I am still not finished with the sentence I was saying. So you're going to have the self-control of a kindergartner to let me finish what I was saying. But if you really just want to name, Katie Johnson would be the name, okay, of somebody that said that they were victimized by Donald Trump. But I was still talking about my sentence, okay? So how about this? I'll finish my sentence, okay? And you can go figure out who Katie Johnson is. How about that?
She's not on TV. You know?
Oh my God.
Doe? You know
Sir,
Jane Doe?
Sir, oh my God. People aren't on TV?
Yeah,
Holy
I don't see her on
shit.
TV. I don't see anything on the internet
Oh
with
my
her.
goodness, sir, someone's not on TV.
She's not on the TV. She's not on
All right.
2020.
Do you mind if I finish
She's not
my
on the internet.
You mind if I finish my sentence now? So without you crashing out?
Come on. If
Sir.
she was a victim,
Sir, this
she
is
would
your
be
last
all-
chance to be quiet. This is your last chance to be quiet. Sir, this is your last chance to be quiet. This is your last chance to be quiet. I was in the middle of a sentence and I will finish it. Okay? So, what I was saying was, regardless of whether Donald Trump victimized anyone or not, the emails are very, very clear that he at least knew that Epstein was doing it. And they're very clear that Epstein had dirt on Donald Trump, and it sounds like he believed that Putin had dirt on Donald Trump. But regardless of any of that, we could find out all of this information, okay? If Donald Trump would just release the files, okay? But Donald Trump has fought tooth and nail to make sure that these files are not released. And Donald Trump didn't even agree to release the files until he realized there was already too many votes for him to fight against it. Okay. So if Donald Trump is innocent, then let's release the files. He can voluntarily release all of the files whenever he wants. Okay. Let's release the files and then we will see where he's at. Okay. Sounds good. All right. Well, now I'm finished sentence, sir. Finished speaking, sir. So I'll unmute the microphone
They
so you
would
can
have used
speak.
that smoking gun. They would have used it.
By the way, he was screaming the entire time I was talking. And then as soon as I stopped talking, he doesn't want to talk anymore. he apparently only has the ability to talk when I'm speaking. Sure, it's easy. If it's a Biden thing, release the files. No one cares. If Clinton's on them, release the files. No one cares. Okay? There have been only two people fighting against releasing these files. Two. Their names are Donald J. Trump and MAGA Mike Johnson. Those are the only two people fighting. You know you gotta be bad when Marjorie Taylor Greene and Lauren Boebert are fighting against you because it's too bad for them. All right? You know it's bad. Anyways, Colin, thank you so much for the flower. I appreciate that. Entropic, thank you so much for the laughing disco. Taurus, thank you so much for the high five. Tracy, thank you so much for the flower. Entropic, again, thank you for the thank you. Satan back in the house with the GLHF. Grace with the high five. And Queen with the pumpkin. Thank you guys all so much for the jewels. I really appreciate that. We're going to move on to the next caller and keep this thing going. I really appreciate you guys. Thank you so much. I just have a little technical difficulty that I have to deal with very quickly, and then we will get to going. All right. Let's open up these phone lines. Keep this thing going. I really appreciate y'all. Y'all, if you like, make sure you hit that follow button, hit that subscribe button. If you'd like to support the live, I do have super chats. I have super stickers. I have pay links in the bio. I have all the fun stuff. So if you'd like to support, I really, really appreciate y'all. Thank you so much. Hello, how are you?
Doing well. How about yourself, Polly?
I see. I don't like when people call me Polly like that. It's weird. Hello, how are you?
Hey, how's it going?
It's going great. Better than your reception. How old are you?
27.
All right. Is there any possibility that you get to someplace that has better reception, or maybe that you get a new phone or something like that?
Oh, no.
Nope, not really any better.
Oh. How about now?
I mean, I guess it's a slightly better. Is this MAGA Mobile? Is this what MAGA Mobile sounds like?
No.
Wow.
All right. How about now?
Are we in an old Verizon commercial?
Hey,
Am I on a Bluetooth? Is that what it is? Because now I hear an echo.
I tried to move in the room so long.
Am I on a Bluetooth?
No, you're not.
All right. Well, I'm going to move on to the next caller because this is staticky and echoey. So we're going to move on to the next person because you somehow made it worse, which was impressive. Hello, how are you? All right, goodbye. Have a good day. Dynatech brick phone from 1984. It is literally like that Dynatech 1984 phone would be better than what I just heard. Hello?
Yeah, hello.
Hi, how are you?
I'm doing great. How are you?
I'm excellent. How old are you?
31.
Awesome. Do you still support Trump?
In one aspect only.
Well, then I don't care.
Sorry?
That's dumb. You don't support someone in one aspect. If you support one person in one aspect, then you don't support them.
No. Well, it's
No, like I'll give you an
very
example,
important.
right? Okay, do not support Donald Trump at all. I think he's a horrible person and he's a horrible president. But I do
Okay.
support that I don't have to take my shoes off in the airport anymore. Okay. And honestly, I really wasn't a big fan of paper straws. Okay. Did you know that the
Yeah.
economy did amazing under Hitler?
Yeah.
Okay, so just because you can find one thing someplace, somewhere from some president that you like doesn't mean that you support that president or that he's a good president, okay? I am looking to talk to somebody who believes that Donald Trump is a good president and is doing good things for the country, and preferably somebody who still supports him, okay? But just because you can find one little tiny thing out of everything that the president does that you support doesn't really mean much to me.
But it is very important, like issue. That's
Very important to
the
you.
headlines for. Well, to millions of people. I mean, look, can I just say the subject?
I
and
think
if
that
you
not
are
taking off your
interested
shoes is
in-
pretty important to a lot of people also.
Yeah, I understand. But like, for example, like the war in Gaza, is that not important to you?
All wars are important to me to some point. I don't like killing exists whatsoever. Okay, but I don't think about things as specific as one Donald Trump and one specific conflict. Donald Trump is currently causing many conflicts to the United States of America right now, right? Through his war efforts. I mean, hell, he changed the Department of Defense to Department of War, literally, making more war, causing more death, killing people in Venezuela, talking about starting war in Nigeria, right?
Yes, I completely understand what you're saying. It's just that one, just that one topic alone is where I not support, but I have to give them credit for.
I'm not interested.
Okay,
All right.
I respect you, and I'm a huge fan of yours.
Thank you so much. I appreciate that. Have a good day.
You too.
We oops invaded Mexico today. Who said that? We oops invaded Mexico today. That's interesting. I haven't heard that one yet. That's a new one. That's crazy. Hello, how are you?
Hey, listen here, you liberal. Or Trump is a great president.
Shouldn't you be playing with Legos someplace?
Dude, I'm pretty sure I know more about politics than you do.
Well, let's check
You
that
do
out.
because-
How old are you?
14.
Is your mom hot?
Oh, shut up.
Is your mom hot? Put her on.
No.
Hello, how are you?
I'm doing wonderful. How about yourself?
I'm doing great. How old are you?
I'm 31.
Awesome. Sorry. I can't believe you just hung up like that. That shit was too fucking funny.
I just hung up.
Not you. You're still there. I'm talking about the last guy. I can't believe he just hung up like that. That was wild. Shit. What was I getting ready to
I
fucking
do.
say? Do you still support Trump?
Yeah, I support Trump. Yes. I support Trump. And listen, all this politics stuff, for the most part, is opinion based. You're gonna like who you like, you're gonna not like, at the end of the day. So, but yeah, I do support
you're right.
Trump.
It is 100% opinion based. I prefer
Yeah.
people being treated with humanity and respect. I prefer not the unnecessary killing of people. I prefer people to be able to eat and to have health care. I prefer for us not to fall into fascism, right? These are all things that are my personal opinions.
It's insane.
All right. 100%. Now, if you have an opinion, okay, that is opposite of those, i.e., you support Trump, right? Then I have a problem with your opinion.
Okay. You have that right. As an American,
I'm very aware.
you
I have that right. I'm very aware.
Right.
Yeah.
So when we look at president selection, it's more or less you picking the lesser of the two evils. Because we're going to get a bad president regardless of the matter. And I would like somebody to point out one good president that we had that has not messed things up.
Have not messed things up, or it has been perfect?
Messed things up.
Oh, Obama.
Yeah. Mess shit up.
What did he
Excuse
mess
my
up?
language.
What was worse when he left?
Incarcerated.
Yeah. What was
I'm
sir. Again, I am not asking you to name a bad thing that he did. Okay.
Mhm.
You said that he messed things up. What was worse when he left office than when he took office?
If you look at Obamacare, there's many areas within Obamacare. Also, he incarcerated more men than any other president based off his laws and regulations. If you can pick out one good president who has not done, who is just a clean slate, all he was progress the country in a positive manner.
Okay, sir.
You cannot.
First of all,
all of them have flaws.
First of all, yes, the ACA is flawed. I didn't say that it wasn't. Okay, the ACA is flawed, but 40 more million people had healthcare, or I believe, sorry, it might be 40 million now. I believe it was like 20 something more million people had healthcare than when he became office. So things improved. Okay, I didn't say that it wasn't, that ACA is perfect. Oh my God, why is it doing that? That autofocus is killing me. I'm not saying that he was perfect. Again, I'm not saying something that you can name that he was bad, that he did that was bad. What I am asking you is what was worse, and healthcare was not worse from the time that that Obama took office to when he left office. It wasn't worse. Okay. And your whole thing about incarcerating people, Obama did not incarcerate this astronomical amount of people. It didn't happen. All right. Whatsoever. He did incarcerate people, and we do have a criminal justice problem in this country, but Obama did not make our criminal justice system worse. Okay. So what did Obama do that made our system worse? What did he make worse?
I stated my key points.
Well, you didn't state any point. So then there you go. No.
I stated my points.
No, sir.
You didn't like my point that I stated.
I'm sorry. Did we have a whole bunch of men incarcerated under laws under Bush?
You pointed out Obama.
Yes or no? Yes or no?
You pointed out Obama.
I understand who I pointed out. Okay.
Every last president we had has been terrible. Put it like that.
If every president did it, then Obama didn't make it worse. Do you understand what the word worse means? Worse means that it was at a certain level before he took office, and then when he left office, it was worse than the day he took office. Okay? Our criminal justice problems in this country were not worse the day that he left office than it was the day that he took office. Our healthcare issues were not worse the day that he left office than the day he took office. None of those things are true. I'll give you an example of what I mean by worse. Okay. When Donald Trump took office, okay, in 2017, all right, from that point on to the time that he left office at the end of, 2020, January of 2021, we had 2 million less jobs. Okay. That is worse. We had less jobs. Sir, I'm not typing anything. I'm just talking to you. Okay.
No, for the most part, you have a computer in front of you. For the most part, I can guarantee you all these statements that you're speaking of
but
is based off another source.
Well, of course, it's based off another source.
All the information is.
Sir,
this information isn't coming back from hardcore information.
Sir.
I'm going to the library. I'm going to breaking concepts down.
Sir,
you're going off news outlets.
You think that the best way to find job data from 2016 to 2021 is at the library?
I never even mentioned anything in relation to jobs. I'm saying getting your information. Your information is based off news outlet, media. It's not hardcore going in to find true information.
It's based off of the numbers.
Information from media.
It's based off the numbers.
Who controls media?
Sir, it's based off the numbers.
It's more that goes into all these concepts and just stating somebody's bad.
Sir,
I gave you your chance to dialect. I sat back and been quiet.
Sir,
and then when I intervene,
I'm trying to tell you what the numbers are based off of, and you just keep yelling that it's off of media. If you would just let me speak, I'll tell you exactly where the numbers come from.
I'm listening.
Yeah, they come from the Bureau of Labor Statistics. It came from Donald Trump's White House. It's the exact people that calculate job numbers from Donald Trump. Literally, Donald Trump's number crunchers that deal with labor told me these numbers. So it's not from the media.
No, I'm saying in the grand scheme of the whole concept, all your concepts is media driven. all your information is from a media. You can pinpoint certain points. Yeah, I got this reference from here. But all of it's media based. It's
Sir,
nothing really
you're-
hardcore fact.
Sir, you're first of all,
That makes
you're
sense.
saying, sir, first of all, you're saying media as if media is just necessarily a bad thing just for the fact that it's media. And it's not, right? There is media that actually is very factual, and there is media that is not very factual. And that's why you actually go to the main source data behind that media, i.e. the Bureau of Labor Statistics or the Council for Immigration Studies or whatever, group that's come behind it, the CDC or the FDA. You go into those sources and you find the raw data that is being reported by the media, and then you find out how factual that media is. But just by you saying media doesn't make it non-factual, right? There's media reports correct factual things, and sometimes media reports infactual things. That's why I don't talk about that, and that's why I don't really have any news stations that go on. But regardless of any of that, sir, the whole point is what we were talking about is that Obama didn't make anything, especially domestically, worse than when he took office. He actually got the presidency in the middle of a recession, right? After the 2008 housing crisis, right? And then he recovered our economy significantly from that. Domestically, he was very, very good. Did he make some mistakes? Yes. Was every single thing he did right? Absolutely not. But he made things better. Donald Trump makes things worse.
Like I stated when I first came in, my introduction was it's more or less picking the lesser of the two evils. All of our presidents, for the most part, have been very flawed. And to say one's better than the other, I'm gonna have to disagree, but that's opinion based.
Gotcha.
Now, I would support Trump for multiple reasons. One, ICE, that's very appreciative. If you have millions of influx of people who come in here,
hold on, sir. Before we move on to immigration, hold on.
problem.
I have no problem with moving into immigration, but I want to talk about that statement that you just said because I think it's really important. You said that comparing one to the other because they're both bad, right? Is ridiculous. That's what
They're both flawed.
They're both flawed.
No,
okay,
and it's
so therefore,
opinion-based. Now
therefore it's
that's an
opinion.
opinion.
Therefore, it's opinion based. All right.
Yeah, it's opinion.
So really, the only difference between you, who I'm assuming has like told a lie before, right, and Hitler is just opinion based. You guys are equally as flawed. It's just opinion based from there.
In what form are you speaking
Well, because
of?
you're both
Like,
flawed, right? You're both flawed. You've done bad
Right,
things.
both flawed
Hitler's
human beings,
Hitler's
flawed.
done bad things. So you guys are pretty much the same person, right? It's just, really just a matter of opinion from there, right?
In a sense, all of it really is opinion based. A Christian may look at me and say, I'm way worse than Hitler. And another person may say, no, Hitler's way better than me. Whatever the case may be, it is all opinion based.
Yeah.
So when we look at a president, we can all say we have not had a true good president with a good intent for Americans.
Yeah, that is
Now, the reason you asked,
that is-
the reason why
that is literally the saddest and dumbest argument I've ever heard in my entire life. Did you
It's
just
not. It's
sir,
not, 'cause
did
when
you
we
just
look at it,
literally tell
when we-
me the only difference between you and Hitler is just someone's opinion?
for the most part,
No,
we look
sir.
at action
No.
and we can say opinion.
No. So what it actually is
Are we
that
talking about Trump or Hitler?
Okay, I'm talking about you and Hitler.
You stated somebody called who believes in Trump and supports Trump. I'm
Yeah.
calling about Trump.
Yes, sir.
We keep
I
diving
understand
into
that.
different areas.
Yes, sir. I understand
and
that you
I wanna
don't want
state
any
what
sir.
how I support.
I know, sir, because
No, it's
you
not
don't want
that
you don't want any critical thinking or analysis of anything that you're saying.
I'm very critical thinker.
No, you're
I'm a
not.
very critical thinker.
No, because I'm making
Yes, I am.
I'm trying
The
to
fact that
force
you
you to
believe
critically
that
think
it-
right now. And if I'm trying to actually help you
I am
critically
a
think
very
right now.
critical thinker.
No, you're not.
I'm a very critical thinker.
Well, sir,
I'm
I'm
a
sorry
very
to let
good
you
critical
know
thinker.
that if you have to say it about yourself,
I
then
am.
you're not.
I am very critical
Yeah,
thinker.
if you have to say it about
Very
yourself,
much.
then you are not.
You're literally saying that I am not, and I'm stating that I am. It's more or less a defense. What are you saying? You're not being realistic, right? Are we talking about Trump, or are we talking about a whole different avenue? We keep diving into these different avenues. Are we talking about Trump, or are we talking about something totally different? Like,
I think a critical thinker would know that.
now you're being weird. You're not being straightforward and trying to really have a dialect. You want to have this kid argument like we're not grown men.
I'm
stated call if you
definitely
support Trump.
I'm definitely
I'm
not trying to
stating
have
why
a dialect.
I support Trump. Yes, you are.
I've
You
never even
stated
tried to have a
call.
dialect.
Have you not stated call if you have a support for Trump? Well, I called. And I'm stating why I support Trump, and you're diving into different areas. Make your mind up. Like, what do you want to talk about?
Sure.
You want to talk about Trump and what's the reason why I'm calling, or you want to dive into these magical whatever dialects you want to get into? What are we? So I can hone in on what you're saying.
Well,
You
sir,
keep taking me
sir,
in these
see, here's
different.
the
Let's
problem. Hey, sir.
stay on
Shh.
topic. What are you going for?
See, sir, when I asked you why you supported Trump, okay, you said, okay, that all presidents are the same, they're all flawed, they're all bad, and that it's just a matter of opinion from there. So that's what we were fucking talking about. Okay? If you wanted to dive into
There is no reason to cuss.
listen,
I haven't cussed at you not one time.
Hey,
We're men.
hey,
I have not
shut
cussed
the
at you one
fuck
time.
up.
I have not disrespected
I didn't
you.
ask you whether you cursed at me or not. What I'm asking you is to shut up.
See, I'm talking to a kid.
Okay, you can talk to
A
whatever, say
grown
whatever you
kid.
want, but I'm tired
You're
of
a
hearing
grown
your
kid.
voice. Be
You can't
quiet.
dialect
Yeah, I can't dialect.
like a man.
I can't what?
You can't dialect like a man.
My
okay,
bad.
state your
You're
opinion.
right. I
Okay,
can't
that's how you
dialect
feel?
like a man.
And then I say, you can't. You're speaking in the child sense. How can you even have the audacity to even have this type of conversation when you can't dialect with a respectful manner? Okay, what is your opinion? Okay, cool. Even if you disagree with my opinion, okay, you hear me out and I hear you out. That's how dialects go. You want to argue. I'm stating why I support Trump. You want to argue like a child.
You want to just give me the definition of the? Can you just give me the definition of the word dialect? You have said the word dialect,
like a child.
sir. You have said the word dialect.
You're arguing like a child.
Sir, you have said the word
you can't
dialect.
have a simple conversation.
Sir, I'm literally speaking at a normal
what is the
tone, and
topic?
you are screaming.
What is the topic?
You are
What are the
screaming
what's
as
the
I
topic?
talk in a
What
very
is the
normal
topic?
voice. The topic
what is the topic? Now you want to switch it.
No, that's fine.
Topic?
If you'd be quiet, I'll tell you the
specific
topic. If you could be quiet, I'll tell you the topic. All right.
I'm listening.
The topic is, what is the definition of the word dialect?
Bro, what is the topic? I call for we're speaking on a topic. You keep venturing off to these different, make your mind up. What do you want to talk about Trump? I'm going to just go into why I support Trump and you go from there, because this is not even a conversation at this point. This is like this argumentative play matter thing that is not, it's just weird. Like, do you want to have a conversation about?
I think I'd love to have a dialect. I think I'd love to have a dialect.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Now let's have a conversation. The reason why I support Trump is, one, he enacted ICE, which is very needed. You can't have an influx of this many people. Then how can you support them? How can you support them? What is the cause and effect to that? There's a big cause and effect. You can't just, so I support him for that. Cutting off the food stamps, I support that. Because at one point, are we going to get to the point where everybody is self-reliant? Food stamps at one point was a temporary measure.
Can I ask you why you're
this
just
has been
yelling?
so long. That's one.
Can I ask you why you're yelling?
There's so many different.
Can I ask you why you're here? I'll have to turn down the volume for everybody else. I'll just turn down the volume for everybody else. You're just hollering. All right. Well, this is what happens when you're talking to a child. They just yell instead of actually having a conversation. But, sir, sorry, please, sir, can you please continue talking like a child into the microphone? I appreciate that. Thank you. Yeah. Yeah. Sorry. When adults are talking, children have to be quiet. Yeah.
You act like, how can anybody take you serious when you can't even have a conversation on a level?
Yeah.
You're mentally still a child with an adult age.
Mm-hmm.
You're a child in
Yeah.
You can't have a conversation.
You should try whining about it. I heard that helps. You should try whining about it. I heard that helps.
I stated my opinions, and you're that's my opinions on it. Now, if you want to go ahead and be a child about it, that's yours. For the audience listening, don't be this guy. Don't have a topic.
Don't try to have dialect like me. Don't try to have dialect like me.
No, it is how you approach things. You approach things like an adult. Yo, like, this is how I feel. Okay, you feel like that. I respect you enough to hear you. Okay.
No, you don't.
Well, this is how I feel about
All right,
it.
sir.
Oh,
It is
okay.
it is now your turn to be quiet. It is now your turn to be quiet. And now you're being muted because I am tired of hearing your voice. Okay? So, I am going to explain to you. Oh, he left. He ran away. It's really funny how people just don't want to actually have conversation. He really just wants to just scream, right? And any actual analysis of anything he's saying, just crazy. How are you going to yell at me about having a conversation when you don't even know what the word dialect means, bro? It's dialogue. You're trying to say dialogue. You couldn't be quiet long enough for us to get there. The word is dialogue. Dialogue. Okay? Dialogue, like having a conversation, not dialect, okay? As in different forms of language. Okay? Just thought I'd throw that out there. How did I not laugh? Lots of practice. Anyways, we're gonna move on to the next caller. Keep this thing going. I really appreciate it. Please make sure you hit that follow button, hit that subscribe button if you're new here. I really appreciate that. Thank you so much. We do this every day. Well, normally every day, but Friday. But I think we will do it tomorrow also. Tracy, thank you so much for the flower. And Tropic, thank you so much for the jewels. I really appreciate that. Queen, thank you so much for the pumpkin pie. I really appreciate that. Francesca, thank you so much for the $10 super chat. Said, Paulie, would you ever consider doing a live members only on Zoom or Discord? Some members may not be able to meet in person. It's a convenient way to connect with your awesome community. Not only have I considered that, I did it and no one showed up. Not no one. There was like 3 people that showed up. Maybe. I did it and no one came. So that's why I don't do it anymore, because I didn't know. See, I'm one of those people, like, if things are working, I do them, and when things aren't working, I don't do them again. Okay? So if you guys want to see me do another like members only thing on Zoom, I'll try, or on Discord, I'll try it again. Make sure you guys join the Discord. All right. But yeah, nope. No one came. It was literally like, it was Ari, I, and 2 people. So, yeah. But thank you, Francesca. I really appreciate that. 8-Bit Alex, thank you so much. Said, paying to buy this caller a dictionary, then maybe he won't want a dialect anymore. He'll still want a dialect. You can take the man out of the dialect, but you can't take the dialect out of the man. Okay? You just can't do it. Thank you so much, Alex. I really appreciate that. Y'all, if you like Support the Live, I do have super chats open, super stickers, all that fun stuff. I have seen the Ryan and a couple other people that help me towards my live gift goal on TikTok. I appreciate that. I also have Cash App, Venmo, PayPal. They're all at Polypolitics, just like my name. So if you like support, those are all great ways to support. So I really appreciate that. Thank you so much. Jen says, I don't want to know what Discord is. As long as you're only in mine, you'll be all right. We're cool in mine. What is a dialect? You should have asked him that. I did. I asked him that direct question. I said, what is the definition of dialect? No idea. Hello, how are you?
Good. How are you doing today, man?
I'm excellent. How old are you?
I am 22.
Cause I'm feeling 22.
Great song. Great song.
Did I get it right? Anyways, do you still support Trump?
Very specific issues, and I wanted to talk to you today about Snap, if I possibly could.
All right, what about it?
So I think we just have something very broken in the SNAP program. And the main 2 reasons I say this is we're allowing people who are able-bodied with no dependents to continue to receive SNAP. Well, that's changed now, but before, even though the Democrats pushed against it, we're allowing those people to collect SNAP benefits. I think they should be able to provide at least some proof that they're looking for work, and then the 20 hours a week, I think, is very reasonable. That's not much to ask out of an able-bodied working adult with no dependents.
Yeah. Again, the majority of, I think it's like less than 6% of people on SNAP fit that qualification that you're talking about.
Yeah, correct. Yeah, I'm not disagreeing with that.
Yeah. And all of those people already had a work requirement and we're already proving it.
Yeah, and I mean, we did expand that to able-bodied working adults with
Sir, stop
dependents.
with the able-bodied working adults, sir. All the people on SNAP were already had a work requirement. They already had a paperwork requirement, and they were already fulfilling that. And so those people weren't just not working and collecting SNAP. They were working, and they could only get it for like 6 months.
With dependents, right?
No, it's for the people that you're talking about that were able to get SNAP benefits that were so far below the poverty line, and again, were working. All right, they were able to get it with. Why does the dependent thing matter, sir? You do realize that SNAP is also based on a scale based off of how many dependents you have, right? So if you were a single person that was working and below the poverty line, then you would receive a very tiny minimal amount of SNAP benefits, right? And again, it would only be temporary. And again, you were still working.
Well, presumably the dependence part would matter because obviously we don't want kids going hungry. Studies show that they perform way worse in school. They have like impacted childhoods. It's not a very. So
you're for
thing.
like
If
free
they have
school lunches
dependents-
then?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, the thing that the Republicans have overwhelmingly denied every single time.
Oh
it's been
yeah,
put
I definitely am against that.
But you're
Yeah, for
supporting
sure.
Trump, so that's
I support him on very specific issues. Correct.
gotcha. So you're totally cool with the fact that they're ripping away SNAP benefits from people, and literally, like, I'll give you an example. During the government shutdown, there was contingency funds that were put in place to make sure that SNAP continued, right? Regardless, to make sure children didn't go hungry. And Donald Trump blocked that money from going out, right? And then when he was forced by a court to then, make sure that money actually got to those starving children, he actually sued the government to make sure that money didn't go to those children, right? And then, so what? Like,
I did agree to partial payments, though. Correct.
He did not agree to partial payments. Partial payments went out. He tried to block it and was overturned.
But did he make a statement after he was overturned that he agreed to partial payments?
Oh, you're saying after he was forced to pay, did he come out saying he agreed to pay? Sure. I don't really give a shit about what someone says they agreed to after they're forced to. What are you talking about?
What was the time frame between when he said he wouldn't pay anyone SNAP payments and then the court overturning it? It was about 1 or 2 days, correct?
It was 3 weeks.
No, from the time when he said that he wouldn't fund it.
Sure.
Right? When he
Even
came out in his
after
little-
they got paid, he sued the federal government to take the money back.
Yeah, and what was the time frame between that?
Why does that fucking matter?
Well, because you're framing it as if children are starving when
No, they
very
weren't
well
because the
that
court
in the United
stopped
States
it.
it's food insecurity at most, right?
Oh, okay. Well, then
And-
that's better.
Yeah, it's not better. I'm not saying it's better. I'm just saying that the time frame matters here. If you're saying
Sir.
people are starving, right?
Sir,
Then
November.
you're obviously going to.
Sir, listen to me. November SNAP benefits went out. Okay? They went out to
Yep.
people. All right? And then Donald Trump sued to take that money back from them.
Yep.
I don't care if that was 1 day, 2 day, 12 hours, 3 hours, 14 minutes, 18 seconds. I don't care what the time frame is. The president of the United States tried to take food away from disabled people and children. The time frame doesn't mean a goddamn thing, because if he had succeeded in his lawsuit, then all of November's food money would have gone away after already being given to people.
Yeah, which he didn't succeed, right?
Correct. He did not succeed.
Yeah, so the judiciary system worked and prevented.
Yes, and Donald Trump still tried to take food from people. The issue is not whether he succeeded or not, sir. I don't just judge Donald Trump on every evil thing that he wants to fucking do, only if the court doesn't stop him. I judge him on the evil shit he's trying to do.
Yeah, of course. That's totally fair.
Yeah, like I'll give you an example, okay? Today, Donald Trump called for congressmen to be hung and put to death for telling military officers, okay, for telling military officers that they don't have to follow unlawful orders. See, I don't give a fuck if Donald Trump succeeds in killing those congressmen. The problem is that he's calling for it.
Yeah, of course.
Okay, so
do you mind if we recircle the argument back to SNAP real quick?
I would love to. Donald Trump tried to take SNAP benefits away from people. He tried to block contingency funds that were going to children that were getting SNAP, and then when it went out to them, he then tried to take that money back from them. So as somebody who is talking about SNAP and agreeing with the president on there, I'd like to know your opinion on that.
No, I was going to more so refer to the fact of how SNAP funds are being used, like the number one purchase item being soda, for example, and accounting for almost 11% of the entire fund every single year.
Yeah, that means nothing to me.
So you don't think that
Couldn't care
maybe
less.
we should have some measures in place
Couldn't give a
to
shit.
prevent people
from buying soda?
Yeah.
You think, okay, with the largest tax breaks in the United States, right, going to the richest people and the largest corporations in this country, you think I give a shit about the poorest people buying soda?
Well, you probably should, considering that a lot of the SNAP population is obese, right? And they're going to have negative health outcomes, right? And they probably shouldn't be buying soda and drinking it, right?
Well, it doesn't
Like,
really
you
matter
should
because
probably
Donald
be
Trump's taking
concerned
away
about
their
that,
health care
right?
too.
Well, I mean, that's kind of like a pivot, but I'm not going to take the bait. So you should probably be concerned about
Well, I mean,
that,
why
right?
do I care about why am I'm just saying, you're telling me to care about their obesity, so it's not a pivot. If we're talking about their obesity
'cause it's a
and their
government-funded obesity,
if
right?
you're talking about their obesity and their health, okay, then it's not a pivot to then talk about the thing that treats that obesity and that health.
Well, the biggest, very well, the biggest treating for obesity.
You're obviously not in law school, right?
Intake, right? And then soda is soda is already a huge part of American diets, right? So like if we were to remedy this issue, we would have less people buying soda.
Do you know? Well, we wouldn't. No, okay, but do you understand why it is generally that that people in poverty like eat worse?
Yes.
Why?
Because they typically have less time during the work week.
They have less time during the work week.
Sorry.
So
I
you
wasn't
mean
finished.
they're working?
Sorry,
okay.
I wasn't finished.
Yeah, you're right. You weren't. That's a good. Go ahead.
So in deep rural areas or deep, I don't know what they call it. Urban centers, like food. What is that word? Where there's not enough good food around. Sorry, I'm kind of blanking here. Like let's say you're in the middle of an urban center, right? And there's like 3 convenience stores, but there's no fucking Walmart. You know what I'm talking about? Hello?
I'm here.
Okay. Yeah, so I would say the biggest 2 reasons is because they don't have a lot of time and there's not really that much good food around in really impoverished areas. So that would be my 2 reasons.
Okay. So, all right. Just being very clear, not 10 minutes ago, you told me that all of these people that are on SNAP that they're cutting out aren't working, right? And now all of a sudden they're working so much and so busy during the work week that they don't have time, right? So I find that quite interesting. And it's actually correct, which is the sad part, because these people are working again, which is the point, right? 60% of Walmart's employees are on some sort of government assistance, right? So they are working, right? Many of them are working multiple jobs in order to get that done. Hold on, no, sir. I let you go ahead and finish like you asked me to, and now it's my turn.
It's 6% though, right? Able-bodied working adults.
60. No, 60% of Walmart's employees.
No, 6% of able-bodied working adults are on SNAP, right? that aren't
Sir,
working.
there are tons. There might be 80% of able-bodied working adults.
Right. So when you're comparing 6% to
But that doesn't
everyone
mean
on
that they
Snap,
don't
obviously it's
fit
gonna line
that they
up.
don't that doesn't
Right.
mean they don't fit another category that is a requirement for SNAP, i.e. being so far below the poverty line, i.e. taking care of somebody who's disabled, i.e. taking care of foster children.
Right,
All
but
of
that
these
doesn't
are
take away
sir,
my-
why were you so adamant about me being quiet while you spoke, and then I was quiet while you spoke, and now apparently I don't get that same thing?
Because you're disproving my point
Gotcha.
that most people
So
most
gotcha.
people,
So
most
gotcha.
people who
So
work-
gotcha. So you want all the time in the world, and you told me very specifically to be quiet while you're speaking, but apparently I don't get that ability also. No, please go ahead and tell me what you have to say.
No, go ahead.
No, sir. Whatever you had was so
You're
fucking
just
important
spending
that
more
you cut
time
me off
talking
3
about
times.
interrupting than
Sir,
having the conversation.
no,
Just go, please.
no, this
Please,
whole
just go.
conversation,
Just
no,
fucking
this
go. You're
entire
spending more time
conversation,
interrupting.
you're right.
Go.
This is my live. I get to spend as much time talking about interrupting as I want. If you'd like to
Yeah,
change
'cause
that,
all
you can
do
go
is
do
fucking
your.
pivot away from the conversation.
Okay,
You dumb
awesome.
fucking idiot. Jesus
Oh, the
Christ.
poor guy's getting his feelings hurt. Okay.
Like you talk more about interrupting than anything else.
Well, you
Damn.
know what? I'd be done talking about interrupting if you had.
Yeah, go,
Stopped
go,
interrupting.
go. Please hurry up.
Okay.
There you go. Hello.
Go ahead, sweetheart.
Dude, are we really going to be this petty?
Oh, I live in petty.
Okay.
I tried 4 times to complete a sentence to respond to what you said, and I was cut off 4 different times. Okay. Whatever you
Yeah,
have
and
to
then-
say, no, shh. Whatever you have to say, go ahead and get it off your chest. Okay. Because apparently it's so important that I needed to be cut off 4 times. So go ahead and say it just like I let you speak last time. And when you are finished, I will speak.
Bro, you spent 9 times as long fucking talking about interrupting than actually engaging with the conversation. Please, for the love of God, just speak. Yeah, I'm not doing this childish shit, bro. Fuck you.
What I was trying to say, sir, which I was cut off 4 times on, all right, was that no, sir, I don't care if somebody that is literally below the poverty line, okay, buys chips or soda or any of the other things that they need to survive. But you know why? Because I'm not below the poverty line, and neither are you, right? I am much more concerned, okay, with the giant tax raises, the 14% followed by another 8% corporate tax rate cut that Donald Trump has given to rich people. If we were so concerned about where every single dollar of our money was spent, we should be taxing those rich people, and then those fucking people on Snap can eat fucking lobster and steak as far as I'm concerned. Now, if you want to talk about the obesity issue, then we can talk about the obesity issue. You know, the number one thing that would actually fix our obesity issue and our healthcare issue, it would be preventative healthcare. Okay. And taking soda away from the poorest people is not going to fix that fucking issue. What we need is a fix to our healthcare system. If you think that somehow not covering soda with SNAP benefits is going to stop people from drinking soda and is going to fix our obesity issue, then you A, don't know anything about SNAP, and B, don't know anything about obesity. Because guess what? I know a whole bunch of fucking people that drink soda all the fucking time and are not obese. Now, do I 100% believe that soda is not exactly good for you and should be taken in moderation? Absolutely, it should be. I also have a problem with the different chemicals that are put into our food. If you look at the sodas in the United States, different from the sodas that are in places like Europe. All right. The ingredients within them are completely different, and you don't see those levels of obesity in places like Italy, right? Because the ingredients that are inside of their sodas are completely different, and they actually taste completely different, right? So I think this goes on multiple different things. One, we need a reform of our healthcare system and be able to allow for things like preventative healthcare, which would actually help a lot of those things. Two, we need to make sure that people are well fed. And actually, what would help things to get away from things like soda would actually be an expansion of SNAP benefits, right? Actually giving more ability for for more people to buy healthier things because, again, they're more expensive. Right. And third of all, would be able to actually tax the actual corporations and rich people in order to give more benefits to those poor people under the poverty line. That way they have a bigger ability to jump out of that area, because we've seen through multiple different studies over decades that the best way to get people out of those poverty situations is to give them the social safety nets that allow them to rise from that spot. And then we don't have to worry about this whatever. And then they can drink all the fucking soda they want and it's none of your fucking business. He can go ahead and respond her now. Oh yeah, you're not here because you ran away like a little bitch. Yo, please make sure you hit that follow button, hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. I really, really appreciate you guys. Thank you so much. Always with the crashing out. How you gonna crash out cutting me off and then get mad when I freaking come back at you? Baby. Anyways, Late, thank you so much for the $5 super chat. I really appreciate that. So the caller want food regulations, but Michelle Obama was the devil for wanting healthy school lunches. Here's even more importantly, Michelle Obama was the devil for wanting free school lunches. And also, if RFK says it in his voice afterwards, then it's totally okay.
It's insane.
So weird. Thank you so much. Dr. Carla in the house. How you doing, Doc? The right is the party of small government, except for SNAP. They can tell people what to buy with that. Oh, and women, the government can tell them what to do and what they can do. Oh, and trans folk. Yes, they're super, super small government unless it hurts their little fifis. Like, women wanting healthcare or poor people wanting soda. It's such a dichotomy in their ideals, and they don't even realize it. No one can tell me what to do with my guns, but I can tell every woman what to do with her body, and I can tell every poor person what to eat. Thank you so much, Carla. I really appreciate that. Louise, thank you so much for the $5. And MAGA run out of arguments, and they at this point are just letting the anger and betrayal off. Poor MAGA is hurt. Yeah, it's a lot of just crashing out now. It's really kind of sad. I guess the Epstein emails kind of, took that ability away from people. And Delissa, I can't wait for my riddle today. Delissa, thank you so much for the $10 super chat. Said, yay, Paulie, I'm here. I made it just in time for the MAGA brain cult color crash out entertainment. I love it. The poorly educated hasn't failed me yet. Keep it coming. Got my popcorn. Ooh, popcorn sounds good. Popcorn sounds really good. Thank you so much, Delissa. We're going to open up these phone lines really quick and keep this thing going. I really appreciate it. Again, please make sure you hit that follow button, hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. Wonder how many sodas poor people could have bought instead of that ballroom. Just a thought. Hello, how are you?
Hi.
Hi, how are you?
I'm good. Yourself?
I'm doing great. How old are you?
44.
Awesome. Do you still support Trump?
I do.
And why would you do that?
I just like a lot of his policies and what he stands for. Yeah.
Yeah,
I mean,
like the Epstein emails, big fan.
Vote, right.
Like Epstein emails, big fan.
That's all the power that we really have is vote every 4 years, and
we have a lot more power than that.
You do? We do?
Yeah.
How so?
Well, first of all, we have things like midterm elections, we have local elections, and that's a lot of power. But I mean, we actually have seen throughout our history of the United States that actually the people rising up against presidents has had a change in policy, right? I'll give a perfect example of that under the Obama administration when we had, things like, the kids being put in cages and some really bad, immigration policies. People came in uprose against the federal government to try to change that, and it actually did change policy under the Obama administration.
You think so?
I know so, right?
Okay.
But if you want to be even more specific than that, we could talk about Nixon, who just fucking left. There was such an uproar over Watergate. Nixon just walked away.
That's a one-off, though.
Yes, sir. It is a one-off. Okay, it shows the power of the people. All right, to actually have power outside of every 4 years at an election. But see, the most, sir. The thing that is important is that for the most part, okay, we do at least attempt to elect presidents that aren't like Nixon and Trump. So we don't have to go to those extreme measures.
True. Yep. That's why our vote counts every 4 years. Yep, I agree. But do you really think you're making a difference right now, like in your own life, by
Oh, I
saying
know
what
I'm
you're
making a
saying?
difference.
How so?
How do I know it, or how am I making a difference?
Yeah, how are you making a difference? Like, what is so triggered in your life about President Donald Trump's policies? How do they personally affect you in your daily life?
Yeah, in which way? Which category would you like?
Any category of your choosing.
Sure, domestically, I think that his tariff policy is going to hurt me specifically financially. All right, like
Okay,
just
how's that?
purposely, right? Yeah, I'll go ahead and explain. First of
You
all,
live in the state of Florida, right?
are you gonna let me answer, or are you trying to
Oh,
date me?
absolutely, absolutely. Go ahead.
Okay, just trying to figure out if you're trying to date me or not.
No,
Okay,
no, I'm
so
good.
personally, okay, I do this as like a secondary job, right?
Okay,
And this is
that's good.
primarily.
'Cause you're not very good at
Okay,
what you
sir,
do.
last chance, cut me off again, and I will hang up the phone.
Okay,
Thank
that's
you.
fair.
So I do this, and I spend a lot of time researching and being very educated when it comes to these sorts of things. And the unfortunate thing is as our economy tanks, so does my ability to do this, right? And so I don't have the ability to do this anymore. So personally, it could hurt me financially in that type of way, right? Which would hurt my, way of life and all sorts of other things. Also, I plan on hopefully transitioning to doing this full time in about a year from now, right? And that's my goal, and I won't be able to do that anyway. But on top of that, things just cost more, right? And I think that we're all affected by going to the grocery store and and having to spend more. I literally had my girlfriend literally talking about this the other day where she's like, hey, I think we're going to have to avoid like beef for a while, right? Because it's just getting too expensive, right?
Agreed.
Because like it's so high. And those are directly based off of some of Donald Trump's policies, right? Consumer goods are more. I can't even decorate my, my things or anything like that based off of prices rising on things like Amazon and having, placed them all over.
I mean,
Not to
come on,
mention
you can
that.
do better with the lighting in your room, though, man.
Okay.
But all that aside, I just want to know what kind of a difference you feel that you're making in the world. Do you actually think you're going to change people's vote? Do you
I
actually
do.
think that you're changing people's minds on the Trump spectrum?
I don't think I
Do you
do. I
think
know
you're
I
changing
do.
people's minds to
I
from
don't
Republican to
think
Democrat?
I do. I know I do.
Anybody personally in your life that you changed the mind of?
hmm
Who would that be?
I'm not going to tell you
Give me an
names of
example.
people in my personal life. But thank you.
Okay, that's fair. That's fair. So you can't give me an example of anybody in your personal life that you've helped.
What am I going
that
to tell you?
changed minds,
Frickin'
political
George,
minds.
and you're going to know who the fuck that is?
No, not necessarily,
Okay,
no.
it was George, okay? Now you know of my example.
George.
It
Okay.
was George. Yeah.
Okay. I mean, really, the only thing you can do though is every 4 years you can vote, and nothing else that we do matters. So that's really the gist of it.
Well, you know what? You're right, sir. As a Trump supporter, I agree. Nothing that you could do matters. I think that you should go, just crawl in a hole and we'll see you in 3 more years. We don't need you until then, okay?
Okay, that makes sense for you too.
No, I'm not going to do that because I'm smarter than you. But I think you
You're smarter than me.
100%. Yeah, I think
You're smarter than me.
I think you
That's going to be your stance, is that
100%,
you're
sir.
smarter than me.
Sir, I think you 100% have no power
Explain to
whatsoever
me how you're smarter,
and should
smarter
do
than me and more qualified
absolutely
than I am.
nothing. And I think that you should just come back
You only
in
have 1,000 followers, bud.
2028.
How much do you
Okay.
make? About $10 in tips a day.
So I hope that about 3
Supporting an
years,
anime habit,
2028, you
with
come
bad
back
lighting in
out,
your
you
room,
come vote, and we
living in
can go
grandma's
from there.
basement.
Sound good?
Sounds like you're living in grandma's basement and like you're not doing very good at what you're trying to do.
Yeah, you're great. You're right, 100%. I'm horrible.
Yeah, it doesn't sound like you probably can pay rent barely.
Can barely make it, dude. Thanks, Trump.
Right. So why do you continue what you do?
Yeah.
You said you do it for profit, right?
No.
Okay.
I do it because I
told me that
enjoy
earlier.
dog walking people like you, but the profit is helpful.
Dog walking me how? Where are you walking me to?
Well, definitely not to water.
Not to water,
Anyways,
huh?
this is a
Can't lead a horse to water.
this is a waste of a conversation and space and time and logic and brain cells. Okay?
Oh, really? Yeah,
Yes.
because you're so much smarter than me, huh?
Yes. That is exactly
Yeah.
why. So
Are you
I'm
college
going to move on
educated?
to anyone that's a little brighter, like maybe, a labradoodle
One of your
or a
1,000 people that are
rock.
listening to you right now that
So
you're making no money off of?
have whatever day you deserve, okay?
Okay, yeah, you keep.
All right. Interesting. I think he might have been hitting on me. I'm not for sure, but I think that might have been him hitting on me. Dustin, thank you so much for the $5. I really appreciate that. It says inflation has been a thing since Biden. Now that we are seeing it, what the fuck? How about stop trying to decide people based on political ideology? What? Inflation has been a thing. You do know that inflation existed before Biden, right? Like Biden didn't start inflation. Like it's been around like forever, right? So like I don't understand this. Okay, this doesn't make any sense. But anyway,
insane.
Thank you so much. I guess I don't know. Chris, $2 for rent. I can pay my rent now. Guys, we did it. That's actually my rent. That's how much I pay my grandma to do this in her basement. Yeah. So it's actually exactly $2. So this covered 100% of it. So that's pretty impressive. I'll send that directly over to her. Did the callers? You say he has not changed anyone. I am one of them. He changed me full circle. You are such an idiot caller. This man does more than most people. Oh, thank you so much. Did see we got one right here. One satisfied customer. Made it all the way over. So thank you so much. Please make sure you hit that follow button, hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. Oh, and here's Dustin with a little clarification. But but you are pointing it all at Trump. I'm not pointing it all at Trump. Trump got on television and said, I will end inflation on day one of becoming president. Trump said that. I didn't say that. He did. And then a couple weeks ago, he said, I ended inflation. So if Donald Trump is saying he's going to end inflation and currently things are still inflating, then that's on Donald Trump. See, if he had just, done this really cool thing that maybe he's like, I know he's not very good at, which is either shutting the fuck up or telling the truth. If he had done either of those two things, then we wouldn't really be talking about it. Okay. But see, Donald Trump said that. And what I do hold presidents to is, like the things that they say. It's crazy. And Luis, thank you so much for the 10 gifted memberships. Oh my God, huge W's in the chat for the 10 gifted from Luis. God, I think we have 300 people in my landscape over there. I don't know. We might not have, by the end of the night, might not have anyone in that live that's not a member. We might not have anyone in that live that's not a member. Zoe, Lunar, Jonathan, JC, Truth, KD, Michael, RBD, Soul, Feeling Good. All with the gifted memberships from Luis. We got to get huge W's in the chat for that. Y'all, and I will tell you, especially if you're somebody that is here all the time, and you're trying to hang out, especially on the YouTube side, if you're over here a lot, and especially if you like to watch on maybe a larger screen, maybe you watch on your TV, maybe you watch on a tablet or something like that. I do have a landscape live also going on along with my portrait live. Okay. I know the algorithm feeds the portrait live, but you can go over to the landscape live if you prefer that type of thing over there. Chat's a little calmer. People are a little more on my side over there. And we do get a lot of gifted over there. Okay. We do get a lot of gifted over there. And as soon as I say those words, okay, we get feisty with 10 more gifted memberships over on the landscape live. Oh my goodness. 10 more over there. Okay. Just hit it again. Maddie Jr., Inho, I think I said that right. Indora, Anna, PH, Jeanette, Frenetic, and Taurus, Jeffrey, all with the gifted memberships on top of that again. So we just got hit with 10 more gifted. I don't even know how many people we are at 40 new members just tonight. That is absolutely huge. Absolutely huge. Huge WC chat for Francesca and Luis for that huge hit of gifted memberships right there. Thank you guys so much for being there. I really, really appreciate that. That is absolutely huge. That means so, so much to me. I really, really appreciate that. That is absolutely amazing. Thank you so much. And of course, those extra W's in there for people that just received those. So thank you so much also on that. That is so huge. Jason wants to know, does my grandma need another tenant? Okay, you can come grab a sleeping bag, bro. We can have a sleepover. Feisty and Louise, thank you so much for the gifteds. That is so huge. We are going to open up these phone lines. We are not done for the night. We are going to keep having some conversation. So I really, really appreciate you guys. Thank you guys so much for the support. It really, really does mean the world to me. So thank you so much, especially my $2 rent payment that just, oh my goodness, I just clicked the phone line on. And I think they both hung up. Hello, how are you?
Hi, maybe I have the wrong number?
No, can you please turn off the live in the background? That is very annoying.
Oh, for sure. Right on. Oh yeah, my bad. Yeah, I just I don't support Trump anymore because like me and my roommate, we don't support Trump because like, you know, he's like funded by AIPAC and like all that bullshit, and he doesn't speak for the interests of the American people. Like, it's pretty obvious.
This sounds like some weird Groyper stuff, and so like, you're like a Nick Fuentes fan, aren't you?
A who?
Nick Fuentes fan?
I honestly love Nick Fuentes.
What'd you say?
Nick Fuentes.
What about him?
Is that one fool? Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah, it sounds like it. It sounds like it. Please run away before you're too indoctrinated, okay?
Run away from what?
Nick Fuentes.
We don't support Trump.
Okay.
Right. We don't fuck with that dude, Trump, bro. He don't.
Yeah, that's somehow worse. Okay, that's somehow worse. All right. But anyways, have a good day. You and your roommate have fun doing whatever tonight. Anyways, hello. How are you?
Oh, hi. Is this the YouTube channel?
It is. How old are you?
Oh, I'm 28.
Awesome. Do you still support Trump?
Yes, I do. For the most part.
1 second, real quick. Guys, we just had 5 more gifted memberships from Jen over here. 5 more gifteds over here. Holy shit. We are just going off on the gifted memberships tonight. We got Rachel, we got Angela, CPT, Edward, J&A. 5 more gifted memberships going on. Guys, are we going to hit 50 gifted memberships today? I think we might actually hit 50 gifted memberships today. That is going to be absolutely insane. Thank you guys so much. I really, really appreciate that. Thank you so much. Let's see if we can hit 50 gifteds before the end of the live. That is absolutely insane. Thank you so much, Jen. Huge W's in the chat for Jen for those gifteds. I really, really appreciate that. All right, sorry about that, boss. So why do you still support Trump?
Well, I believe he's kind of our only way forward right now, because he's the commander-in-chief. This is my main reason. It's just he's the only way I feel that we can get any legislation passed that's in my favor and like my political belief. Like, and despite me having a lot of problems and issues, especially the past year with him, I just don't see why a lot of people are like hating on him, especially people on the right. I just don't really understand because he's the only way we're going to get anything done. So if you fully go against him, it's going to kind of screw everybody over, especially if you're an actual Trump supporter. That's kind of
the reason that is that's pretty simple, okay? Because fascism grabs conservatives with that exact same rhetoric, right? So what we have is that you have a situation where you have very, again, like fascist rhetoric going on, and the fascists create a fear of the left, and that fear of the left drives conservatives over to fascism, trying to escape the right. But I'm just curious exactly which policy are you trying to get passed that you think that Donald Trump is going to help get, you get passed, but, is going to be helpful for you.
I mean, I'm just
I'm just going to be honest. I mean, mass deportations. I don't want to see the country. I don't want to see the texture and fabric of the country my parents, my grandparents, my great great grandparents grew up in. I don't want to see that lost. And ever since 1965, when the Hart-Celler Immigration Act passed, like America's been changing fundamentally, like in a lot of different ways.
Of course it has.
And I
It's
mean, I have
changed.
friends on the
Whoa,
left and stuff.
whoa,
So
whoa,
like,
whoa.
we talk about this. You
Yeah.
know, okay.
Yeah.
What's up?
So yes, the fabric of the United States is consistently changing. It has changed ever since it was colonized. Okay.
And
That
I'm okay with that. I'm okay with that.
well,
I just don't want
obviously
it done,
not, sir. You just said
super
that you
fast.
aren't. You literally
just don't want it
just
done
said you don't want that.
Of course I don't. I don't want it done that fast because, like, when my great great grandparents were younger, there was no Eastern Europeans in here. There was no Slavs. There was no Romanians. There was no like Ukrainians. Anybody from that area. But after the 1920s, there was a change in the immigration policy, and that happened, and that was okay because it was done. It was done gradually, and it wasn't too.
Well, hold
it
on,
wasn't
hold
too
on, hold on.
insane.
We're not talking
That's
about
what I'm
an
saying.
idea of shutting down the border. You're talking about mass deportations. So the change has already happened.
Yeah.
Mass deporting people
Well,
is
it
not
can
going to
be reversed.
change.
It's
No, it
called,
cannot.
remigration.
No, the culture
does.
change within the United States has already happened, right? And it's going to continue to happen regardless of how many people you deport.
Well, it's not right now because a lot of people are getting rounded up.
Yep, and it's still happening. Yep, the culture is changing regardless, okay, of how many people are getting quote unquote rounded up, which is a really sad thing to say about people, by the way.
A lot of them are self-deporting too because
No,
they
they're
don't
not.
want. They want to take their
No, they're
money
not.
and they want to take their property.
No,
with
they're not.
them. Millions have.
No, that
In the
is
past,
that
like,
is
year.
that is
Well,
factually
maybe like 10
inaccurate.
months.
That is
Oh, I'm
factually
just looking at-
inaccurate.
Well, you know what they say about statistics. A certain percentage.
Yeah,
it's all
that you
made up
should back
anyway,
them off
but-
of that you should back them off of other statistics until you can come to a logical conclusion based off of all the data. Yeah, but the only person that's said that millions of people have self-deported is Kristi Noem, and I think Donald Trump repeated her, and literally no statistics anywhere else say that that's even close.
Maybe they're all just laying low right now. Because I have noticed a difference in my area of the woods. Just there's a lot of warehouses, a lot of places that rely on like immigrant labor. Which,
And where's
that's
that
a whole
at?
other concern. Well, it's kind of like in PA, like at a big trucking hub in Pennsylvania,
Okay.
a big trucking kind of spot.
Do you realize, and I want to be very, very clear about this. Okay. So one, you're talking about a culture argument, right? Our culture is constantly expanding. Okay. And this whole like replacement theory, white nationalist ideology, right? Of not replacing this white culture type of thing, right? Is just like, it's really sad and like racist and xenophobic, right? And this idea that like, oh, we're going to get all them out. So we're going to go back to eating, I don't know, unsalted peas or whatever you guys were eating in England, right? We're not going back to that. Okay. The way our culture has changed all the way through, right? And it changed it changed with the Irish, it changed with the Polish, it changed with, the Italians, it changed with, like you said, the Slavs or the Baltics when they came over, right? It
But what
taught,
do they all
with
have in
the
common?
Asians, right? And it's changed with Latin America, right? All of those things have changed us throughout our time, and we're going to continue to change. The only difference with Donald Trump's policy is he just wants it to be changed by more white people, right? Which is why he's doing things like welcoming immigration from like the white South Afrikaners, or you know what I'm saying, and stuff like that. Or
Well, I'm for that. I mean, if you just want to hang up on me because I guess you can call me a white nationalist. I mean, I'm for my people.
Yeah, but
So,
but white
and
is not
I'm-
a people.
Well, just European heritage in North America. Yeah, I guess.
Are there
that.
not white people in Asia?
It depends what part of Asia you're talking about. If you're talking about like
Are there white
certain parts
people
of, like,
in Asia?
If you're talking about
Is-
Armenia
is-
and stuff.
yeah. Are there white people in the Middle East?
Oh yeah, definitely.
Oh, so but you're cool with all. Obviously, there's white people currently in Africa, right? You're cool with them coming over, right?
Yeah, South Africa and like Rhodesia
Yeah.
and stuff back in the day.
Yeah. So what you're describing again is you're trying to say it's like my people, right? But what you don't understand is that nobody else in the world sees white people like American white people see white people, right?
Of
In
course they don't, because we're a collection. We're a hodgepodge of like tons of different ones.
I'm
And
aware
we're
of that.
kind of
That's
the
what I was
mutts. We're
getting
the
to.
white mutts of the world.
That's what I was getting to before you cut me off.
Okay, we're the white mutts of the world.
If by much you just mean like inferior, then yeah, I guess I agree. But regardless of any of that, sir, you're trying to make it like, oh, I need to keep all these people up so that I can preserve, you want to preserve your little like white culture. And I'm just letting you know, okay, that no matter how fucking hard you try to do that, and when you talk about like, oh, I don't know why, you actually started this whole conversation saying like, I don't know why people on the right don't support Trump. I don't know why people on the right, or even Trump supporters don't want him to like, do all these things because he's going to support policy that helps us. The reason why people that support Trump are running away from Trump is actually because of people like you, right? It's because people like you that are attached to people like Donald Trump, i.e., like people like Stephen Miller, right? Those people,
The kosher conservatives.
sir,
the
sir,
Israel
sir, I'm
first
I'm still
conservatives.
talking. You can you're good for a second, okay?
I mean, I'm letting you. I'm 90% letting you.
Yeah, you don't let me, okay? I let you, okay? Perfect. I appreciate that.
Your
So,
show.
anyways, what I was exactly. Thank you for recognizing that. I appreciate that. So, what I was saying is they're actually running away from people like you because they realize that even people that voted for Trump and a large majority of them are realizing what a racist, sexist, xenophobic person that Donald Trump surrounds himself with, and those same racist, sexist, xenophobic people that closely attach themselves to him like you. So if you want to know why people are leaving Donald Trump at such an alarming rate, why his approval rating is somewhere around like the 30%, right? Why Democrats just, whooped his fucking ass like in these elections, why he's so afraid of the midterms and trying to redraw maps on all these sorts of things. You're the reason.
It's insane.
Your turn.
Oh, I mean, if you're talking about, a lot of people are running away from them because they're kosher conservatives. And the Gaza genocide thing didn't help either, because like a lot of people are turning against Israel. And a lot of people, like, you might disagree, but a lot of nationalistic people, they kind of have a heart, and they really do feel for what's happening over in Israel and Palestine and the West Bank and everything. And that kind of really crushed like the narrative and the control that those people have had over the United States for like a very long time now. And I mean, you got to admit that's a whole other, and I'm not going to lie. I'm sure we're scaring off some people. 100%. I'm sure we are. But you got to admit there's a couple other major factors right now that are happening just because of the geopolitical scene in the world right now.
And see, that's the part that you're
fully deny.
Yeah.
I'm not going to fully deny.
Well, I mean, that's the point, though, right? You're calling them kosher conservatives, right? You're talking about people. Well, first of all, you're attempting to be anti-Semitic, which is whatever. But on top of that, right, you're calling them less than conservatives, right? This is the exact same rhetoric that like the Nazis used, right? Like this is the exact same thing saying, oh, I mean, it is, right? Like this is the exact same rhetoric that the Nazis use, trying to say like, oh, you're not conservative enough if you don't want, all the brown people gone, or trying to return to like a white tea America, or trying to do this or trying to do that, right? Or if you're talking about, like being super anti-Semitic, like that you're trying to be right now, right? These are the things that actually generally like actual real conservatives, like actual true conservatives, don't actually believe in. You know what I'm saying? You're the outlier. You are the minority. Unfortunately, you're the minority that actually has a place in our White House. And until we stand up to Donald Trump, right, and stand up to his fascism and his, the neo-Nazis that surround him, we're going to keep having people like you that think that they should be able to show their face in my fucking country. And I don't believe you should be, right? I think you should be cowered down someplace hiding, underneath a rock or anything. I think that you are anti-American, you're unpatriotic, and And I think that there's no place for you in my country whatsoever, because my country is a melting pot with all different cultures, with all different skin colors, with all different ethnicities. That's my country. Again, sir, I like being able to go out and eat, Mexican food and Honduran food
Dude, we
and
have the
Peruvian
recipes,
food.
man.
Right now,
We
like
have the recipes, bro.
yeah,
We don't need them anymore.
you
We have
guys
the
can't.
recipes.
You guys literally sent off boats to go to fucking India to find spices that you never used. Okay, so y'all can't cook. Okay, I watch videos on TikTok all the time of chefs. Okay, like y'all can't cook, and you can tell.
At least
Like
I don't
you can,
wash my chicken in Dawn dish detergent. Like, what the hell is that? To be like,
I don't know what
for
the hell
real.
that is. Okay. But what I am saying is I see you guys add peas to everything. Okay. And you can tell like which white people actually like know how to cook because they've had a little influence from other people. And then there's neo-Nazis like you, which I'm sure that you would be happy to admit that you're a neo-Nazi, right? You've already called yourself a white nationalist and supported Nazism, right? On this live. So I'm sure that, but people like you, like, sir, nobody wants to go back to you. Okay, we've seen the atrocities that people like you have caused in the world, right? We've seen what people like Mussolini, what people like Hitler did. We've seen that throughout the world, and the overwhelming majority, 99.9% of Americans, aren't trying to be like you. Okay, and so you're never gonna win, and no one's ever going to let you win. So I think your best bet is to probably run off to Argentina with the rest of the Nazis and leave us alone. All right?
Hey, can I tell you something? Because I think it'd be
No, fuck off and get the fuck off my live, you giant neo-Nazi piece of shit. Oh. Sorry. You just never know when you're just going to end up on a conversation talking to a neo-Nazi. You know what I'm saying? You just never know. I don't know if you guys, I don't know if you guys have watched, I always pronounce his name wrong. Mehdi? Yeah, I don't debate with fascists. Okay. Yo, please hit that follow button, hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. I really, really appreciate you guys. Thank you so much. I'm not going to debate with a fascist. You kidding me? I know how to spell it. I don't know I don't know how to say it. Mehdi? Yeah, I don't debate fascists. Sorry. Not gonna happen. He's excellent though. He's absolutely amazing. So intelligent. So fucking smart. Anyways, I think we got time for one more. Yeah, we got time for at least one more. Raptor, thank you so much for the corgi. I really appreciate that. Rad, thank you so much for the $5 super chat. Said Italians were not considered white originally. Even the triple K hung Italians in the late 1800s, they became white when we changed targets. Oh yeah, and that's what America is constantly doing. Right now they're on South Americans and trans people, right? And then that target will move in a couple years, in a decade or so, and we'll go from there. Right. It's always a changing target of who they hit. Thank you so much for that. That was a very rad storm. That was very intelligent and well thought out super chat. I really appreciate that. Thank you so much. Raptor, thank you so much. Raptor, thank you so much for the corgi. I really appreciate that. And again with the corgi, I appreciate that. Oh, there's a few of those corgis. Oh my goodness, so many corgis. Thank you so much, Raptor. I'm also seeing the turkeys from Gabe. I really appreciate that. The husky from Raptor, I appreciate that. Also, oh my God, you guys are being so sweet. Dustin says, I'm just like Hitler, listen to myself. I don't know. Oh, Pink Flamingo, thank you so much also. I don't know how I hit that one, but, I guess to each their own. And, oh my goodness, Luis with the 10 more gifted memberships. Guys, we got all the way up to 55 gifted memberships tonight. That is absolutely insane, absolutely huge. Thank you so much, Luis. I didn't even get to call out the people that actually said it. But who actually got it. But thank you so much. Huge W's for Luis hitting 50 gifteds today. That is absolutely so amazing. I really, really appreciate you guys. Thank you so much. Again, if you got one of those gifteds today, well, regardless, join the Discord, especially if if you're in Southern California and you want to be invited to the meet and greet. which will be next Saturday. Make sure you're in the Discord. But if you're a member, make sure you're in there also. We have some special member-only spaces in there that I'm actually supposed to be in right now and actually watching the chat on, which I'm not. My bad. It's my fault. Oh, people have been talking in there today too. So make sure you guys join in. We doing it there. Obviously, and also apparently we're doing a Discord thing again. We're gonna try that one more time too. So we're gonna keep going with that. But can we just give huge W for Luis in the chat again? Luis has gifted so many memberships today. I don't even know how many we're at this point that Luis has gifted. Luis is absolutely getting it tonight. So thank you so much. That is absolutely huge. So thank you so much. I really, really appreciate that. Also, I do see you, Spy Nacho, for becoming a super fan. Thank you so much over there also. I really, really appreciate that. Thank you so much. All right, let's open up these phone lines. Let's keep these things going. I really, really appreciate you guys. Hello, how are you?
Good, and yourself?
I'm excellent. How old are you?
I am 34.
Awesome. Do you still support Trump?
Yes and no. But what I'm looking at is the more so both parties suck, honestly. Like there's a lot that can be done better by both. But in my opinion, the left is imploding more than the right. There are a few things like this last government shutdown. Looking at the voting panels, CNN, Fox, MSNBC, ABC, every Republican voted to open the government except for one, Rand Paul, and every Democrat minus John Fetterman voted to keep the government closed. In the words of Chuck Schumer back in 2016, 2017, during the last shutdown, it's bad for Americans to keep the government closed.
And according to Donald Trump in 2018, anytime the government is closed, that is weakness on the president. And the president is completely to blame.
I'm not disagreeing with that.
So why are we talking about Democrats and not talking about Donald Trump and how he allowed the government to be shut down?
Well, you have infighting on the right.
I don't care about any of that. Donald Trump said it is the president's fault and it is weakness of the president that causes a government shutdown. That is all. So if the government is shut down, okay, this has nothing to do with the Democrats in the Congress whatsoever. It has everything to do with weakness from the president, according to Donald Trump's own mouth, right?
Well, I mean, Donald Trump could have used the nuclear option, but the problem with that is it would only prove the left right. With the No Kings protest, they've already
done it multiple times this year.
Using the nuclear option and reopening the government?
No, using the nuclear option for other things. They confirmed a whole bunch of Donald Trump's nominations using the nuclear option. So what is the difference between Republicans using the nuclear option, completely getting rid of any possibility of a Democratic vote in order to get what they want accomplished then and for the government reopening?
I mean, for those options, and we're getting off subject a little bit, but for the options when Donald Trump was trying to establish his cabinet, you have to kind of schmooze, senators and governors, whatever, to vote yes in favor of that candidate. It's not necessarily using the nuclear option. Yeah, he said that he was going to primary some people for doing it. I consider that
let's
extreme.
Let's be very clear, sir. They used the nuclear option. John Thune in the Senate used the nuclear option to be able to ignore all Democratic votes. I'm not talking about schmoozing senators. I'm not talking about freaking, creating bipartisanship by giving somebody this and somebody that. I'm not talking about that. They literally used the nuclear option multiple times this year already. So what is the difference between them using it then and them using it for this?
Well, the nuclear option when instilling a cabinet is if Congress is deadlocked for a certain amount of days and the president has that authority to do so. It's not necessarily, it's not comparable with.
You sound confused on what I'm saying, sir. That
May,
is, sir.
may I,
If it's no,
may
no,
I
but
make
no,
my
no,
point, please?
but, sir, I would love for you to make your point as soon as you actually address mine. I'm not talking about after it was the nomination going on and holding for too long in Congress, so the president is allowed to use his nominee after a certain amount of time. That is not what I am talking about. Okay, I am talking about John Thune temporarily suspending the filibuster in order to pass things. Okay, that is the only thing we are talking about. Okay, we are currently talking about John Thune suspending the filibuster, which he could have done at any point in time to reopen the government and chose not to, and already did multiple times this year. So my question to you, sir, if John Thune was suspending the filibuster to get other Republican things done, then what is the difference between John Thune suspending the filibuster earlier in the year and suspending it now? That is my only question to you. If you will answer that question for me directly, then I have no problem with you continuing on with your points. I truly do not. I would love to hear them. But I'm not, but every single time you start speaking, you start talking about something else that we're not talking about. Okay?
I mean, I was speaking about the government shutdown.
We're not talking about the government shutdown. We are talking about the suspension of the filibuster under the nuclear option.
Well, go to Politico. And
not necessary. Okay, just want you to answer my question.
I mean, should the filibuster even be in place at this point?
No,
I mean,
it should not be at all. And
exactly.
Donald Trump also called for that, right? Which was the one thing that I agreed with him on, was that we should completely get rid of the filibuster. I 100% agree with that. What my question is to you, for again, sir, just one more time, if John Thune had no problem suspending the filibuster in order to pass things that Republicans wanted, why couldn't John Thune have just suspended the filibuster this time in order to reopen the government if the government needed to be open and it was so important?
The problem with that is people wouldn't recognize that it was John Thune that did it. People don't do enough research above surface level. They would see it was Donald Trump using the nuclear option and reopening the government. The No Kings protest, the whole point of that was if Donald Trump used the nuclear option, it would only prove them correct. And they would say he is a king, he can do whatever he wants when he does have that political authority. Is it necessarily right that it was done the first time? No, not at all. I completely agree with you. But at the end of the day, to the left, when they see him going and using that option, it only, invigorates them more into saying that. And again, what I said earlier, both parties suck. There's a lot that needs to be done to get this country back on track. But with the left saying and using words like, what leverage do we have? Straight out of Chuck Schumer's mouth, with Kathy, what's her last name?
Kathy Hochul?
No. Catherine Clark. Catherine Clark, the number 2 Democrat in the House, widely reported this is one of the few leverage times we have. People are losing their jobs. Yeah. People aren't getting the benefits that they need to get medication. Bernie Sanders, I think, even said something about losing leverage if we allow the government to reopen. You're hurting your own constituents.
And the Republicans were also hurting their own constituents by not allowing the government to open up using the nuclear option, which they could have done at any point in time. Okay?
But sir, you want them to go through democratic processes.
Sir, we're past that again because the nuclear option has already been used multiple times, right? If this was the first time and this was this is some out of the ordinary, some crazy thing, the Trump administration would never skirt a democratic process in order to get something passed. That would be wild. Sir, it's been used multiple times this year, okay, that the Republicans have skirted outside of the democratic process in order to get things done, okay? They could have opened it up whenever they wanted. Now, granted, the Democrats didn't pass the CR, and I'm totally okay with that, okay? But making it sound like the Democrats were it was only the Democrats, the Republicans were helpless in their ability to do anything, that's bullshit. They could have reopened it just as easily. They didn't want to do it because of what you just said, sir, because they understood that it was bad optics. And they would rather have the bad optics of starving people, of people not getting paid, of us not having a military get paid. The Republican Party would rather have that bad optics, okay, then the bad optics of looking like they could have done it at the get-go, because you're right, people don't understand it. All right. And that's really what it is. It's just a lack of understanding by people, right? But the Republicans could have done it. Okay. The Democrats did it. The Democrats held up the CR vote in order to help people get health care. Okay. And I think that that's admirable. Even if I don't agree with it completely, like I truly don't. I don't agree with their reasoning. I don't agree with their messaging. It's honorable. The Republicans did it for no other reason but to, like Donald Trump said, help to gut the government, help to fire more federal workers, and then even try to using it to try to starve people out of it. And that is not admirable at all.
But my question is, and he could have done that option, yes, and just reopened the government and whatever, whether it would have been a CR that would have been enforced, I don't know. But the fact of the matter is, at first, you have all of the Democrats, 99% of them, voting no in the panels, MSNBC, ABC, Fox, CNN, all showing these same panels that Democrats all voted no on. Why would they vote no on?
Because they didn't want 20 million people's health care to rise by 114%, causing many of them to actually lose their health care, which would not only hurt the freaking healthcare of those 20 million people, right? Because there's only like almost 40 million people that are on the ACA, so 20 million people would have had their healthcare double, many of which would have lost it, right? And then therefore it would have actually increased healthcare prices and premiums for the rest of Americans based off of those healthcare costs.
Yeah, yes and no. We don't truly know what is going to happen with healthcare. ACA, my wife and I, when we were both laid off, we looked into getting Obamacare. And because I made too much money, I was having to pay $600 a month because she had the pre-existing condition.
So we're not talking about you.
Well, hold on. It's an applicable situation because I lived the process. I went to government websites to get insurance for my wife that is diabetic and has ADHD, and insurance was well over $500. That is unaffordable for somebody that doesn't have a job.
I am not saying that the ACA is perfect. By the way, Hunter, thank you so much for the galaxy. I'm sorry, I forgot to say that on that. But thank you so much. I'm not saying that the ACA is perfect. I'm saying that 20 million people were going to see their healthcare double. Donald Trump doesn't have a plan to fix that. Donald Trump doesn't have a plan to make a better plan for healthcare. Donald Trump doesn't have a replacement for the ACA or want to do healthcare better. Hell, if Donald Trump actually wants to pull his very orange brownish face out of his very orange brownish ass and freaking actually create a better healthcare system than the ACA, then I'm all for it.
He did mention something, and if it does go
he mentioned that he has no plan.
Not necessarily.
Yes, that's necessarily.
He did mention what he wants to happen is that the subsidies that are going to these conglomerates, these healthcare conglomerates, he would rather give them straight to individuals that are applying for these healthcare plans.
In a healthcare fund that would only go to out of pocket healthcare costs like glasses and dentures.
But regardless, it still will save people money because competition lowers prices.
No, it won't. Because it's not going to fix the health insurance part, which then people will be paying 2 to 3 times as much in health insurance and then not paying for glasses. What are you talking about, sir? Sir, if you're saying that something like if I'm paying $500, okay, if I'm paying $500 for freaking health insurance and it goes up to $1,500, but there's a health fund where I can get glasses and dentures for free, you think that's going to help me?
I mean, it depends. But
you think I'm spending $1,000 a month on glasses and dentures?
I mean, it depends on what you're eating and how bad your eyes
sir,
are.
I wear glasses all the time, every day, all day long.
My wife does also.
Yeah, no, zero chance they cost $1,000 a month.
So you're cherry picking the situation.
I'm not. I'm talking directly about the health fund that Donald Trump mentioned and how ineffective it was going to be. Okay.
May I make my points?
Not please? If you're going to tell me that I'm not cherry picking. No, because I'm not.
So I'm being very respectful towards you, allowing you to make your points. I try not to, because
Sir,
I want
if
to
you start
understand.
off with your cherry picking, I am going to respond immediately because I'm not. Donald Trump does not have a plan to replace the ACA. Period. Period. In dot. There is no if, ands, or buts. There's no maybes. There's no kind ofs. There's no concepts of a plan. Donald Trump does not have a plan to replace the ACA. Period. If Donald Trump wants to come out with a plan to do that, I think that that's amazing. Okay? But the reason why the Democrats stopped it is because tens of millions of people, okay, were not going to be able to afford their health care anymore. That is why. You asked why the Democrats were shutting it down, why they were stopping other things, because tens of millions of people were going to lose health care. That's why.
So what you're saying is, there are aspects to it that I agree with and I do disagree with, because if he is able, he's probably going to keep ACA, but with the amount of fraud that's going on with conglomerates and these subsidiaries and insurance fraud, not from the patient, but from the actual facilities themselves, I would want to see them get audited and really determine what Trump, like he previously said, if he is able to give some funds to go to healthcare for people to be able to purchase their own insurance, will make these subsidiaries and conglomerates realize, oh, the people have more power now. They get to go and choose where they want to go for their healthcare. Like that. That's
people
what I would
already
do.
get to do that.
I mean, yes and no. If you work for a job, you're provided insurance, whether it's with Blue Cross Blue Shield.
Then your job is just making that decision.
Yeah, but people sometimes want choices. They
The
might not want
majority
to
of
go with
people
Blue
don't
Cross.
work in a job that provides insurance.
Well, it depends on if you're full time or you're part time. Also,
The majority of
company
workers
that
aren't
the company that I
full-time.
work for. Well, so how do you feel about antidotes? And not antidotes. And
Antidotes, I'm very much for
antidotes.
antidotes. I don't think that venom should kill anyone.
Yes. So the company that I work for, our part-time people, after a year, we ask them, do you want health insurance? And they get to pick their plan and, how much they want to pay. If they're a healthy individual, it's usually cheaper on them. If they have a pre-existing condition, of course, it's going to be more expensive because they have, medicine that they might take. So with that being said, if Trump, and again, ACA, people need it. People get laid off. COBRA, it's a good thing. It at least keeps somebody covered for 6 months, I think, until somebody finds a job, right? So if he were to keep ACA, but modify it in a way, is that something that you would be on board with?
Sure,
Where people's
Trump's not
premiums
doing
don't
that.
double, but we don't truly know what he's
We
coming
do.
up with just yet.
We do. Donald Trump's been saying he's going to replace the ACA since 2016. He has not shown a singular plan of any type of manner whatsoever in 9 years that he is going to use to try to replace the ACA. Zero plan. Was asked during the election, oh, I have concepts of a plan. No fucking idea. Okay? He doesn't know how he's going to do that. But regardless of any of that, none of that would have stopped healthcare premiums from rising in the immediate. And Democrats realized that making sure that didn't happen was important. And so now we're going to see a whole fuck ton of people have their healthcare premiums double, which is going to be very not affordable for a lot of them. But Donald Trump has been very clear he doesn't give a shit about the affordability of Americans and their ability to buy things, right? And B, okay, we're going to see a whole bunch of people lose their healthcare. All right. And you're going to see healthcare premiums rise for a whole bunch of people that aren't even on the ACA. Okay. Because that's how fucking insurance works. And if you have a whole bunch of uninsured people that are still having to get medical care for whatever reason, then you are still going to have taxes that bring back up those insurance companies or insurance companies having to pay for those healthcare premiums, which is going to cause everybody's healthcare premiums to rise. That is what we're going to see. That's why they shut down the government. and that's why they voted no.
Yeah, but why would they not only include that, but then also money for other things? Whereas they could have just
Like what?
came to it there was something about immigration in there, and
There was
just
not.
them applying for the CR, the Democrats.
There
Or not
was
applying, but,
nothing
voting
about
against.
anything other than what I just said. That
Okay.
was the only thing that was it. That was the whole line. Frickin' extend ACA subsidies. Do that, we sign the CR. That's it. Hell, at the end, they were like, just extend it for a year. If you extend it for a year, so we can work on it, so we can do some of the things that you were talking about, possibly like, replan and try to do some other things, right? Like you just said that you wanted, right? They were like, hey,
Right.
just give us a year of the extension so people don't lose a bunch of healthcare, have their healthcare premiums double, triple, all that sort of stuff. And we have a year to figure it out. And the Republicans were like, fuck you. I don't want them to have their fucking healthcare. Okay. So now people are going to lose their healthcare. We'll all pay. We always do.
So what I meant about immigrants, illegals, was health care for illegals. That's what I meant that was added into the CR.
It was not.
It is. I literally
Is
just
not,
looked it
was
up.
not. You have not looked it up because that's not true. You cannot look up something that was not true.
I mean, you can Google it real quick and it pops up. Now, granted, is AI always correct? No. But, it pops up.
Sir, I read what they were asking for. I saw it. I read it in plain English. It was not hard to find. Okay? That is just simply not true. It's not true. It's just not true.
Okay. I mean, we can move on from this subject. Another thing that I think the Democratic
Oh,
Party has done
no.
that,
I'm like way good. We don't need to move on to another subject. I'm great, man. I hope you have a wonderful night, okay?
all right, you too.
Thank you. Why is my light balance like all off? Anyways. Oh, what was I going to do? Oh yeah, my bad. Guys, there's so many jewels. I'm sorry. I cannot even thank every single person who just sent a gift right there. Even Dustin, who said something. God, Frank, Shadow, Joanne, Pickled, Gabe, Trip, Raptor. Is that Trip or Tip? Trip. Yeah, it's Trip. Zek, Shadow, Raptor, Colin, Joanne. There's just so many. Vicky, I see you guys in there. Thank you guys so much for the little gifts. I appreciate that. Thank you so much. Oh my goodness. All right. I'm going through all of it. Vernon, there we go. Tanya, Luis, Eve, John. Thank you guys so much. Is that John Crapfest? Thank you so much. I really, really appreciate that. Y'all, please make sure you hit that follow button, hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. We are going to do this pretty much every night until I start vacation. God, Fest, thank you so much. I am seeing those jewels come through. Hey, he's comboed at like 50 or 60 right now. That is insane. Thank you so much. I really, really appreciate that. Yeah,
It's insane.
the whole like, oh, they're gonna get ACA. It's crazy. That's the Republicans, especially the Trump administration, will try to put everything onto undocumented immigrants because they think that's what you will vote for. It's an insane thing. Jonathan, thank you so much for the $5 super chat. Said economy is down and unemployment is up. I see it all around me. I don't like to blame someone, but one word is Trump. Yep, it's Trump. Yep, that's true. We just got the unemployment numbers again, up to 4.4. Unemployment still rising. But he's gonna bring back your jobs. Remember, he's gonna bring back your jobs. Everybody's gonna have a job. All these undocumented immigrants, they're taking our jobs. They're taking our jobs. Thank you so much, Jonathan. I really appreciate that. Thank you so much. Hey, y'all, I'm off for the night. I'm going to go get a bite to eat. I've actually been really tired today. I do plan on being on tomorrow night, so I will see you guys for a fun Friday. Make sure you guys hit that follow button, hit that subscribe button, join the Discord. I'll see you guys all tomorrow. Love you guys. Thank you guys so much for the support. I really, really appreciate you guys. You guys have been absolutely awesome today. Thank you guys so much. And a special thanks to Luis tonight. Oh my God, those memberships were absolutely huge tonight. So thank you so much. That really means a lot to me. All right. Hope you guys have a wonderful night. Love you guys. Bye.